back to the second video in the Destiny lore series. This one is about all the expansions in Destiny, so here we go. The next part is the Dark Below expansion, the first in Destiny's history. Eris Morn arrives in the tower to tell her story and warn the Vanguard of the threat of Crota, a hive god, and his return. You seem to be the only one to listen or want to help. She tells you that Crota is coming back to this world to exterminate the Guardians once and for all and take Earth as well. She sends you to a location in old Russia on Earth to scout out a wizard doing part of the summoning ritual. It turns out a fist of Crota is at this location, so Eris instructs you to take them both out. The wizard escapes, but you kill the fist. This wizard's name is Omnigul, and you will meet her again later. You go back to the tower, and Eris tells you that she believes that there's going to be a hive assault on the Warmind Rasputin. She then sends you to his bunker in the Cosmodrome. This is the first time our Guardian encounters Rasputin. We go to the bunker, and it turns out Eris was right, and Omnigul sent a horde to the bunker to try and corrupt Rasputin and turn him against humanity and the Guardians. We stop them and then head back to the tower to speak with Eris. She then says it is time to finish it off once and for all. So on the final mission of the Dark Below, we head to the moon to destroy the summoning ritual once and for all. We go there and go down into the Temple of Crota. There we find 5 wizards and the soul of Crota in a crystal. They have almost completed the summoning ritual. We kill all 5 wizards and the crystal. Crota can no longer be summoned to our world. There is only one place left to kill him once and for all, and that is in his throne world. We go into the center of the hive world and go into his throne world and pass through all his tricks and mechanics. We finally find him and his oversoul. Once we get him to kneel, we kill him once and for all. This sends a shockwave and a message through both our world and his. Crota is dead. The son of Oryx is dead. This is the Crota's End raid and the second in Destiny's history. The next bit of story is in the House of Wolves expansion. The House of Wolves in the past was involved in the Reef Wars. It was the fallen House of Wolves, led by Skolas, against the Reef and her queen. It ended with Varix, the leader of the House of Judgment, aiding the queen in her capture of Skolas. Varix then crowns the queen as Kell of Kells, with most of the House of Wolves bowing to her. Fast forward to today, and Skolas has escaped imprisonment, and proclaims himself as the Kell of Kells, which is basically the god of the fallen. He then takes some of the fallen from the House of Wolves with him. The Queen of the Reef sends out a distress call to all Guardians in the solar system, asking for help in aiding Skolas' capture with the option of payment. In the first mission, we go to Venus, where we try to capture Skolas for the first time. We travel across the Ishtar Sink, trying to capture him, and repeatedly fail. Eventually, he gets to a ship and flies off. We find out that he was there trying to convince fallen soldiers in the House of Winter to come over to his side. He ended up convincing a minority of fallen, but not all. We then hear that he is coming to the Cosmodrome. We fly there in the next mission and encounter the Silent Fang, a special group of fallen assassins, assisted in Skolas' escape. You are to destroy the Silent Fang and kill their leader. In the third mission, you go back to Earth and find that Skolas is trying to sway the Kells of the House of Kings and Devils to join his side, which you interrupt and kill one of the Kells. Next, you hear over the radio that Skolas has made some noise near the Vault of Glass on Venus. You head there and find he has broken into the vault and is down in the sanctuary by where the Templar used to be. After killing all the enemies, you hear that Skolas has some stolen Vex technology. Finally, on the last mission, you go into never-before-seen places on Venus, like the lift bridge. When you get up there, you find that these pillars are going in and out of time, and it's a mini version of the Vault of Glass jumping puzzle. You get up to the final place, and you find that Skolas has used the Vex technology to bring the House of Wolves through time. You then kill all the enemies and bring yourself low enough to capture him. And you go back to the reef to receive your reward. After this, Skolas is placed in the Prison of Elders under Varrix's watch. You go in there and kill Skolas once and for all. This is also the same time when Brother Vance shows up on the reef to challenge the Guardians to the trials of Osiris. This ends the first year of Destiny content. The second year of Destiny content brought a bunch of changes. These included a new voice actor playing the Ghost, Nolan North, and a new director screen. The next expansion released was The Taken King. After we killed Crota, Oryx's son, it sent a shockwave throughout the Hive world. Oryx got very angry and decided to come after the Guardians and finish what Crota started. So he arrives in our solar system, and the reef is the first to react. They send out fleets upon fleets out to attack the new ship. The Queen uses magical powers to attempt to destroy the ship. Then the ship's super weapon charges and fires, eradicating everything in its wake, including the Queen's ship and her fleets. On our first mission after this, we head to Phobos, a moon of Mars, where we have received a distress call from the Cabal, which was quite unusual. When we get there, we see tons of dead Cabal soldiers, and we know something is up. All of a sudden, we see these weird white portals opening and closing, and this interdimensional goo everywhere. Then some thrall shows up looking very weird. We later learn that these are called Taken. We get to the middle of the base, and this huge echo of Oryx shows up and says that we killed his son, and he is here to take revenge. We kill him and move on. We get back to the tower, and Cade 6, the Hunter Vanguard, has a mission for us. He needs us to establish a transport zone on the Dreadnought, Oryx's ship. But to do that, we need a stealth drive, because you can't just fly in there expecting to get in. Alright, he says that he has one back at the Cosmodrome in his old stash. We head to Old Russia and go up one of the silos, and another echo pops up right before we find the drive. We defeat him and find the stealth drive. On our next mission, we are in for the real deal. We head to the Dreadnought in Eris' ship that we borrowed. The cloaking drive stops working less than 200 yards from the ship, and we have to pop out just before it blows up, and we land safely on the ship. We head inside to destroy the shield generators. After we finish that, we head over to a hull breach in the ship. It is there where we find that a Cabal ship is responsible. We head over to the farthest part towards the outside of the ship and place the transmat zone. Cade shows Zavala, the Titan Vanguard, what we did, and he immediately protests, but tells you that we need to take out the Cabal and hide fighting next to the ship to make this work. Your ghost brings you down some heavy ammo crates from the ship, and you start firing. Once you finish, you head back to the tower. Commander Zavala gives us a mission to fly back to the Dreadnought and go into the Cabal ship and find out what they know about Oryx and his ship. We find our way inside and head into the engine room. We kill a bunch of Cabal and find the computer. We discover that they know of something called a rupture, which can transport you wherever it wants. Eris says that the only hive allowed through a rupture is Ascendant Hive. She says we must become Ascendant. She tells us we must head to the moon and return to the Chamber of the Night and steal a shard of Crota's crystal. We fight our way down and steal the shard. We are on our way out when our communications feed is cut. We are trapped and have to fight to escape. Oryx was watching us the whole time. We fight our way out and regain contact with the tower. We head back to the tower, and Eris says we need to get into Crota's throne world and let the crystal drink from the mist left from Crota. That means Cade has another mission for us. He needs us to go to Rasputin's bunker and retrieve another stealth code. We fight our way in and retrieve the stealth code and get out. Eris tells us it is time to retrieve the mist. We head back to the moon and go into his throne world. We check our stealth and head into the main room. We are under the wizards when all of a sudden we are exposed. Our stealth drive is turned off and our communications are cut again. Oryx saw us again. We keep killing enemies until Eris pulls us out with her special abilities and spells. She tells us we are now ascendant. On our next mission, we head back to the Rupture and it allows us inside. It is time to kill Oryx. We head into his room and kill his self from our world. We are then told that the threat is not eliminated until he is dead in his throne world as well. So in Destiny's third raid, we head back to the Dreadnought, use some mechanics to get back to the throne world. We face the Archpriest and his totems and kill him. Then we face Golgoroth the Ogre. And then we face the daughters of Oryx. Finally, we face Oryx himself. And this time, he is dead for good. There are other side quests to this expansion where we have to go and kill a possible taker to Oryx's throne and several others, as well as the Cabal potentially blowing up the ship. This ends Destiny's third expansion and Year 2 of Destiny. Year 3 and the final year of Destiny 1 brought us some changes to the Destiny landscape as well. When the Rise of Iron expansion launched, it cut out legacy consoles, PS3 and Xbox 360. The expansion starts with a call from Lord Saladin of the Iron Banner. He wants us to head to an abandoned observatory on Felwinter Peak. We get there and the Fallen are trying to pry their way into the observatory building. We kill them and find a perfected Sepix Prime. Just then, Lord Saladin shows up and tells us that we need to move and follow Sepix because this should not be happening. So in our next mission, we head to the Plague Lands in Old Russia and follow Sepix. We try to kill him, but he is so damaged that it won't matter. Lord Saladin calls us back to Felwinter Peak, which we now know as the Iron Temple. He tells us a story of how the Iron Lords perished. He tells us that they found this nanotechnology called Siva, and they thought it could transform the world as we know. So they infiltrated Rasputin's bunker, where it is held, and they are attacked at every corner down the line. Rasputin trying to stop the Iron Lords from achieving their goal, with the Iron Lords not knowing the consequences of this technology. The last four get into the replication chamber and find that Siva has been given a directive by Rasputin to destroy and rebuild with the Iron Lords, no matter the cost. The Lords soon find out that this is not a good technology, as it takes over their weapons, armor, and attempts to attack them. And they try to stop it. Scory, another Iron Lord, plants a bomb, and with Lord Saladin outside the chamber doors, she shuts the door and blows up. It blows up the bomb. Saladin returns to the Iron Temple angry and watchful, being the last Iron Lord. He thanks you for defending the Iron Temple, and he has your next mission. We find out that the fallen splicers are using this Siva technology to transform themselves and their armories. Shiro says that he can bring in a vanguard fleet, but the guns in the Plague Lands have been restored by Siva and need to be deactivated before the fleet can be sent in. We head in and go to the guns and destroy them, and vanguard surveillance is restored. Shiro then has another mission for us. Siva was originally built in the labs of Clovis Bray on Mars. He tells us to head there and find out where Ziva originally came from and where it was created. We find out that it was originally thought to transform planets into habitable societies. It was even sent with a ship, which we find out later was Exodus Black. If you have heard anything about Destiny 2, this will come up later. It is time for our final mission. We are to head down into the replication chamber and stop Siva from producing itself. We fight our way through the complex and get into the chamber. We originally see 3 dead Iron Lords hanging from the ceiling, with their axes missing. We try to set the computer to self-destruct, but Siva fights back. It brings the Iron Lords up and uses their armor to throw 3 Siva Archpriests at us. An iron hammer falls down, and we pick it up and destroy the figurines with it. Finally, it is time to destroy the complex. We set the computer to self-destruct and get out. We have stopped Siva from replicating, although there are still splicers out there to kill. This then brings up the last raid in Destiny 1. It is called Wrath of the Machine. It starts out with a ball throwing mechanic that will last the whole raid. Once you do enough damage to the Archpriest Vosik, you are allowed into the compound. You then encounter Vosik again in another chamber and have to shoot some monitors to allow yourselves to stay alive. You kill it and move on to the siege engine on top of the Cosmodrome wall. You disable it and it falls off the wall. You traverse deeper into the final chamber, passing the server farm, and find Axis. You defeat him in 2 parts and defeat the current highest physical being in the Splicers Society. This is it for the Rise of Iron main campaign. The last large bit of content is the Age of Triumph. This event celebrates all that you have done over the past 3 years. It also brought in the new strike scoring system as well as a ton of new quests. It also brought back all the raids to current light level in Destiny. That is it for Destiny 1's story. Look for a Destiny 2 video coming soon. Thanks for watching my 59th video on Wildshow Gaming. Drop a like on the video, Twitter, Instagram, Steam, and Twitch links in the description, and subscribe for our Wildshow. Go out, my friends.